G'day, battlers, and it is officially Christmas in the land and under, so from me to you, have a Merry Christmas. Even if you don't celebrate, have a wonderful day. But today we are going to be doing some Delibird battles in the Nightfall Cup. So Delibird, not the hottest Pokemon, does have Present as its only quick move, which is a normal type move. It does actually have other quick moves that it had in the past, but you can't even Elite TM to them. So it has Ice Shard at its disposal, and there are definitely Ice Shard Delibirds out there. If you have one, please get it to me, please. But yeah, as is, we are just running with Present as the quick move. Doesn't do much damage, just gets a fair bit of energy. And then as the charge moves, we are running Icy Wind and Aerial Ace. Now in this video, I literally never use Aerial Ace, so maybe a waste of 75k dust to get that second charge move. But hey, Icy Wind is still a very good move and may be able to make Delibird do something, except not so much, because even against the Nightfall Cup meta in the one shield situation, it literally only beats one Pokemon, and that is Gliscor. So I have asked my opponents in this video to bring in some Pokemon that Delibird does a little bit better against, that it doesn't lose as hard to, so hopefully we can get some wins here. And I'll tell you right now, we do get some wins with Delibird in this video. Now, we land that Icy Wind there, take down most of Venusaur's health, and then bring in Gallade. Because of that attack debuff, this charge move is not going to take out Gallade, and then we should be able to farm down and then get a charge move onto whatever they bring in the back, whether it is that Noctowl or whatever they had. They bring in the Noctowl, and unfortunately we over-tap on the Confusion and do not get our charge move off. So it's going to be all down to Delibird here, and we've kept both shields, kind of just in case Delibird needed them, but as you can see here, Noctowl is basically going to be able to take down this Delibird, no shields required. Although actually this Icy Wind is going to take out the Noctowl, so down goes the Noctowl and in comes Swampert in the back. Those Mud Shots are just doing too much damage and they're going to be able to Mud Shot us down. This Icy Wind is not going to take out Swampert, and this is going to be GG's on game one. Sorry Delibird, it just didn't work out this time and we went down with both shields. So going into game 2, Delibird versus Gliscor, and this is that one matchup that we should be able to win in the one shield. They end up swapping into Articuno, and we didn't really bring a good answer to Articuno on our lineup. So we've got Delibird, Noctowl, and Venusaur. None of these are going to be doing great against Articuno. Maybe we should have thrown the Icy Wind from the Delibird first up, but I think I was a little bit scared from that last battle, how I was just left with no energy, fairly low health, and we just weren't able to get the charge moves off, so I wanted to keep that energy for later on. Land the Sky Type onto Articuno, which is alright, kind of does some damage there, but yeah, going to be able to Ice Shard us down here, bring in the Delibird finally, try and throw the Icy Wind, but we do have to shield up. If we threw that Icy Wind earlier, Noctowl would have had a little bit of a better time, and they might have had to throw more energy, so, definitely a mistake on my part, but we are going to, these are our first battles ever with Delibird, so we're going to hopefully learn as the video progresses, but they let the Icy Wind go through and take out the Articuno. Bringing in the Gliscor now, hoping that they can maybe let this Icy Wind go through would be really nice, but they've got both shields, so there's really no reason to not use either of them. Swap into Venusaur here, and they end up going for the charge move. So Night Slash and Earthquake aren't going to do tons and tons, and it has been debuffed now by the Ice Wind from the Delibird, and they swap into Noctowl to catch this Frenzy Plant. Fantastic swap there. Going to just waste Venusaur's energy entirely. Going to go for the Sludge Bomb now, trying to do some damage, and we do get it off before a charge move comes off from the Noctowl. Kind of just having flashbacks to the last battle where we just want to get this Noctowl as low as possible so that Delibird can do something. A little bit of lag there, not sure if it was mutual or not, but Noctowl going to take us out here. And that Noctowl still has a bit of health to be able to be taken out by Presence, and again our health is just too low here, able to quick move us down, both going down to the shield, and that is GG's. Going to game 3 now, up against a Golbat lead. So we have brought some more meta picks here with Stunfisk and Frostlass. Hopefully we can do a bit better this time around with some hard meta anchors, but going for the Icy Wind and do get the first shield off of Golbat and swapping into Stunfisk, trying to eat up some energy. Looks like they didn't tap on the charge move straight away, but we were able to get this off anyway. Ended up going for the Shadow Ball. It is a debuffed Shadow Ball and already isn't going to do too much to that Stunfisk. They swap into Gliscor now. Gliscor definitely taking, it can take a lot of hits from the Stunfisk to say the least. Gliscor is a pretty solid Stunfisk counter. We just have to hope that we got enough energy on our Stunfisk that we are going to be able to overrun this dude. So throwing another Rock Slide now, just going to keep adding up this energy, hoping that we can leave Delibird to maybe do some good in the back. I think, again, we're going to keep our shields for that Delibird, so that it isn't a Stunfisk Frostlass lineup. This is let's get Delibird in here and get going. Do go for the Night Slash, which is not going to be enough to take out Stunfisk, so we can get to another Rock Slide, which will take out the Gliscor at this point. And then in comes, probably not the Golbat, presumably whatever they've got in the back is actually the Noctowl. So Noctowl, they've gone for triple fire, trying to give Delibird some props, swapping into the Golbat to tank this Rock Slide. Good catch there. Golbat still not loving it, but is going to be able to quick move down. And now we have 2 ice types. There's 2 flyers left to go. Delibird is obviously a bit of the dark horse, and we want to get rid of this shield from the opponent so that Delibird can do some work. Just because we don't have that ice shard, we really need to rely on our quick move, fast move damage. So farm down the Golbat and then throw this Avalanche, hoping that we can get the last shield off this Noctowl so that we can then go into Delibird and try and do some work. Do get that last shield. So in comes Delibird. We still have a shield. They're going for the charge move, so we are going to shield. This is Delibird's time to shine. They go for the Nightshade, which is actually definitely the wrong move. Like, you really don't want to have Nightshade on that at all. Actually, did it go for a Nightshade before on Frostlass? Anyway, Nightshade definitely the wrong move to go for unless Sky Attack is resisted and Nightshade is super effective. If either of those isn't true, then Sky Attack is just the better move. Unfortunately, we were 1 present short of getting to the second Icy Wind that would have taken out the Noctowl. So bring in Frostlass, and this is going to be GG's. Getting our first win with Delibird. Well done, Delibird. You've done well. But going into our second opponent here, Gengineer 6, again, we are going to do some damage with Delibird here. So Delibird versus Venusaur. This lead again. Again, not really doing so great here because we don't have that Ice Quick Move. Present is really charging up energy fairly fast and able to tank this Frenzy Plant into the Noctowl. Fantastic catch here, wasting that energy, this time like flipping that earlier swap like to our own advantage. But Noctowl vs Gliscor here, definitely an interesting matchup just because it kind of goes like Gliscor isn't doing heaps of damage to Noctowl, but Noctowl also isn't doing much back. Their Gliscor does get the attack boost, so a little bit worried here, worried that Delibird's not going to be able to come in and fix this up for us, but we land the Sky Attack. They didn't shield, which is fantastic for us, so we really needed them to kind of let that Gliscor go down a bit, get another Sky Attack off just before they were able to farm us down, which is fantastic. Burn that shield, and then we're going to bring in Gliscor, I think, to tank up this energy. Yeah, trying to eat up this energy, because whether it's a Night Slash or an Earthquake, Gliscor will be able to tank it up. Is a Night Slash, so we can eat it. It's not like awesome to tank, but able to farm down that opposing Gliscor before we can get another charge move. In comes the Venusaur, and we're kind of like, okay, we would like to get an Icy Wind off from the Delibird, but we know that if we swap the Delibird in now, it'd probably end up losing to the Venusaur. So we decide to stay in, get 2 Night Slashes off. I think they were a little bit off about where our energy was at, because yeah, they definitely should have gone for that Frenzy Plant, and letting the Venusaur go down to bring in the Shadow Gallade in the back. Swap into Delibird now and going for this first Icy Wind, reducing down that Confusions. These attack buff moves definitely like hurt big damage moves like Confusion a lot more than something like, say, Dragon Breath, just because it there's a lot of math that I saw on Reddit one time that basically like it doesn't even affect Dragon Breath the first time just because it's already so low damage and it's just a frequency thing. But bringing Gliscor, able to take it down and take the win with 2 shields remaining. Go Delibird, able to close that one out. So Delibird up against Lapras in this next battle. Not a great situation because we ended up having to swap into Venusaur, which is our only counter to Lapras. Delibird's not going to be able to do anything, and Swampert is not going to be able to do much either, so we're kind of just hoping that they would let a Frenzy Plant go through. So they burn the shield on the first Frenzy Plant, and then we're going to shield this Surf back, presumably Surf, yeah, it is a Surf, and then going to try and get another Frenzy Plant off before they skedoodle, but they did skedoodle into Venusaur, so we're like, hey, we've got an energy advantage here, we may as well go for this Sludge Bomb, do some nice damage, does land, and we're in the one shield scenario now. We could burn a shield here so that we could guarantee getting to another charge move, but we were like, no, this is Delibird's time to shine. We're keeping that shield for Delibird. In comes that bird, and we're going for the Icy Wind here. Again, like, we have the Aerial Ace, we could have thrown it, but Icy Wind just is the better way to go, in case they didn't shield and stuff, but they do let the Venusaur go down. Interested to see what they bring in here. Probably Lapras, yeah, Lapras, because again, Lapras is going to be able to tank all of that charge move stuff, and we've got the Ice Flying typing, so Ice isn't really our friend when it's coming from the opposing side, so burn that shield on the Surf, and then swap out into Swampert, keeping that Icy Wind ready to go, ready for another matchup maybe later on. Maybe there's like a Noctowl or something that we can do some work against. They land the Skull Bash, which does a lot of damage, and yeah, we had to go for this Hydro Cannon just to do something. Not going to do much to a Lapras. Does get the shield though. So we're like, okay, Delibird can come in and throw that charge move now. In comes that Gliscor, and we're going to see the power of the double super effective Icy Wind from a Delibird onto Gliscor. Boom! That actually does so much damage, and that is actually exactly why Gliscor is the only Pokemon in the Nightfall Cup meta that Delibird can beat in the one shield, just because it gets to those Icy Winds fast enough. But yeah, unfortunately, it is really relying on those charge moves. Gliscor was doing enough damage on its own with the quick moves, and yeah, that's a GG. So going to the last battle of the video. If you haven't already, go give this video a like. I did drop like 166,000 dust on this video, even though 75,000 of it I didn't even use in the second move. So yeah, Merry Christmas. I'll say this again at the end anyway, but yeah. Lapra's first Shadow Glade here. We know this is going to be a Leaf Blade and it's going to hurt, but we just decided to let it come through. And it does take out that Lapras, which is definitely a little bit devastating. We're kind of going, okay, Delibird and Stunfisk both don't have great matchups here. We'll bring in Stunfisk to try and get these Rock Slides off fairly fast so we can keep Delibird for later so Delibird doesn't get Confusion down. Gets the shield there. So if we still have both shields, we could decide to leave both shields for our Delibird. They bring in the Noctowl, and what we really should have done there is thrown the first Rock Slide and then swapped into Delibird to try and get an Icy Wind off, because now as is Delibird needs to get 2 Icy Winds off to be able to take out the Noctowl, which we could maybe do before another Sky Attack comes through, but I'm not like super confident. But we get the first one off, brings Noctowl down to the yellow, and we have to get to another one, and we are not going to get there. So we have to burn another shield here. Definitely should have thrown the Rock Slide first before swapping out, but as is, maybe we can kind of flip some matchups later on. With just all of that energy on the Stunfisk. Say if there's like a Gliscor, for example, then Stunfisk could be able to do a little bit better there just because it has that energy built up. But in comes the Gliscor now. So if we land an Icy Wind, that it would be huge, but just one present short again. Gonna take out the Delibird here, and then in comes the Stunfisk. We have the energy ready to go, and we tapped on the Rock Slide, but they swapped into Glade, able to get their charge move off for 4 hours, and it is the close combat, and that is a GG's. But thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, especially that subscribe one. Thank you to my patrons as well as my supporters over on Twitch. We do have a new patron here on the screen, Bukk. Thank you for supporting the channel. Absolutely massive shout out. And also Peng Pong Power and Jegenir6 subscribed over on Twitch on that last live stream as well. So just thank you to everyone. Everyone for being like super cool, super nice, super lovely. Just for supporting the channel and stuff. So like, thanks. But yeah, thank you for watching. Have a Merry Christmas. Tomorrow, I think we're going to do a live stream because for most people in like the Americas, it's going to be like, you know, actual Christmas. So we might do a live stream at like the end of the 26th Aussie time, which should be like maybe Christmas night if someone wants to hang out or anything. But anyway, catch you then. See you in the next one. Merry Christmas!